So our next project is inspired by a German tradition, which really has become a United States tradition as well, and it's the gingerbread house. So gingerbread houses started in Germany. You probably remember the story of Hansel and Gretel, the brother and sister that got lost in the woods, and they stumble upon this house made all out of gingerbread and candies out in the woods. Well, it's a little bit of a history mystery. Some people say because gingerbread houses were already popular in the 1500s in Germany, that's why the story was written. Some people say the story was written first, and that's why gingerbread houses became popular. Either way, they're here to stay. Everybody enjoys making gingerbread houses this time of year, and in fact, it's become such a popular tradition for about 28 years now. Even the White House, the bakers at the White House in Washington, D.C., do a replica of the White House in gingerbread. And the gingerbread holiday contest, the National Gingerbread Competition, takes place in our own state of North Carolina. In Asheville, North Carolina, every year they have gingerbread house contest. So we are going to do some of our own gingerbread drawing today. So here's some inspiration. Lots of different roof styles. You can have some pink frosting on your roof, maybe white frosting on your roof. Maybe you've got candy cane striped sides. Maybe your house goes a little crooked like this. Maybe you've got two roof lines like this one over here. Maybe you're going to go for something a little more simple, but with some gumdrop bushes in the front. Maybe you've got polka dot candies all around your circle windows, a little heart in the front. Whatever you have, it is your gingerbread house to create. A few more for inspiration. Look at this. Maybe you've got some loop-de-loops and some little candies to show the little shingles on your roof. Maybe you've got some crisscrossed candy canes, some trees, some stars, some little gumdrops up in the snow and the frosting on your roof. Lots of different things we can do. Doorways with arches, windows with arches. Maybe we've got straight doors, a rectangle with an arch up above. You can get online and see all kinds of different varieties of houses. But essentially what we're going to do is you want to just sketch the outside. And we're going to grab a dark piece of paper if you have it. If not, white is fine, but a dark brown makes a fun gingerbread project. And then you're going to draw your house, your outline of your house with all of your decorations in either white colored pencil or a white crayon, and then we will add our color after. Okay, so I wanted to show you how I was going to put my gingerbread house together. You're going to start with your paper. If you happen to have a dark colored piece of paper, brown would be great. You may use that. Otherwise, you're just going to have a regular paper. If you're using a dark colored paper, use a white crayon or a white colored pencil. I might actually do both. I think I'm going to sketch out my gingerbread house first in white colored pencil, and then I'm going to go back over it with a white crayon. So basically your house, you can work horizontally or vertically, it is up to you, but your house is going to have a couple basic shapes to it. The first one's going to be that sort of a square shape down here, or a rectangular shape, and then of course we've got that top of the roof. Gingerbread houses usually have that pretty pointed roof like this, which is the top of a triangle. So most of us are going to start with that same basic shape. Now, watch what I do with the corners here. Because it's made of gingerbread, I don't have to make pointy corners. I can round them up a little bit, right? I'm going to round them up a little bit and swing them around like that. So now I've got rounded edges, because gingerbread doesn't usually come out perfectly pointy. It kind of has a round edge because you had to cut the dough out, and it doesn't always stay pointy. Now I'm not going to finish, you could, but I'm not going to finish putting the top up here on mine. Instead, I'm going to go right into the top of my triangle, and I'm going to loop it around, come back up to the top, and then I'm going to start down the other side, and I'm going to bring that down like that. So here's my roof. Now I could also go back and I can add some little icicles dripping off my roof if I want to, right? Maybe it's covered in snow, maybe it's not, but that's up to you. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a door, and I'm going to put my door on like this. And then I'm going to give it a little decorative sort of half circle top over the top like that. I'm going to do the same like that for my windows so they match up nice. And again, see how I'm not making points? I'm just sort of rounding it off. Now you do not have to do a house like this. Your house can be different, but this is the one that I am doing. And I'm going to do that same sort of design over the top of my windows. Look at that. And I'm going to make this, it's going to be like those little mint candies, right? We know our gingerbread house has all those great fun candies all over it. I'm going to put my windows like this. I think I'm going to put a little wreath on my door. I'm going to put a few little red berries on my door like this when it comes time to color, right? And I'm going to do a window up here, upstairs. Maybe this will be a circle window. Maybe I'll go put a pretty edge around all of my windows like this. And again, this does not have to be your house. Your house can look very different from Mrs. Moore's house. Have fun, enjoy some windows, some doors, a basic sort of square or rectangle shape, a triangle up here, maybe some triangle trees outside. Maybe you've got some big candy canes outside here, right? Best way to make a candy cane, you can just flip your paper upside down, make a J, make another J beside it like this, and just curve it around. That's a great way to make a candy cane. And then when you flip it back, ta-da! You've got a lovely candy cane, right? Remember those trees, easy way to make trees, triangles. You could even do ones that look like this, kind of a teardrop shape, right? Those can be evergreen trees or trees outside your gingerbread house. Maybe you want to even do some candies like this that are still in their wrappers, right? Those candies that come in the wrappers, you can do like that. All kinds of fun things, gumdrops like Mrs. Moore did down here, all kinds of fun things to decorate up your gingerbread house. Okay, so once you've got your gingerbread house all sketched out, come back with some crayons or some colored pencils, and we're going to add a little bit of color. You may want to go over and kind of darken up some of your shapes, but add some nice bright colors in there. And you may have to press pretty hard to get some of those colors to show. So you're gonna go ahead and go back and add some nice bright colors to that gingerbread house, right, like I'm doing here. and go ahead and fill in between all of those beautiful white lines. So those white lines are kind of like our frosting line, right? If you've ever seen some of those, on the cooking shows on TV, or if you've ever been to a gingerbread contest, maybe at the Ballantine Hotel there, you've seen the gingerbread contest, you know that the white is the frosting, right? And then they go back in and they add colors, maybe some colored frosting, or sometimes it's actually candies, and they use the frosting to stick the candy on. So that's what we're gonna do now. So go ahead, fill your gingerbread house up with lots of lovely colors. Colored pencil, I tested out a few things. Crayons, not quite as dark, so I think you're probably gonna wanna use some nice colored pencil here to darken up those colors onto your paper. Have fun, enjoy. Okay, so I want to give you a little tip when you're coloring in your gingerbread houses. You want to outline the shape first on the inside of the white. So the white is like your frosting area. So outline the inside of your shape first and then go ahead and color it in. That way you don't go over your white when you start to color. So you want to make sure you do that. So again, outline the inside first. So here's my shape, right? I want to outline on the inside, all the way around, on the inside first. Then I can start coloring in my shape, and that way I don't color over my white frosting line, okay? Even in my trees, you see how I'm doing it through each level. In my windows, right? Everything I'm doing, I'm coloring inside that white line.